have a question.
Yes.
When you started out, you said to understand that within, I think you said the end of this year or the next year, there'll be dramatic changes. Can you kind of be more specific in those changes?
Sure. Did everybody hear the question? Okay, about changes? According to the Andromedans, I'm going to deal with planetary things. There is a possibility that sometime by the end of May, a part of Japan will sink. It will not be this May. It will not be an accident. It will be created by the world government, because the Japanese will not move into a world banking government, because in order to do that they have to sell out their people, and they're not going to do it. They refuse to so far to do it. You understand that? Okay. They've also said, and this was a year and a half ago, that by the end of this May, Bill Clinton will have to resign. He would not finish his presidency. They have not said anything to the effect to alter that. But the way things are looking, I don't think that that's going to happen by the end of May. Maybe September it'll happen, because of stuff that goes on, that went on in Arkansas, Nina, and all that. But that's a whole other situation.
Is he not cooperating probably, or what?
Who, Clinton?
Yeah.
No, it involves, well...
He looks like a willing slave.
You know, I don't know exactly what that end of it is, but I know that the lawsuit that's probably going to bring him down involves the guy who wrote the book Compromised. Terry Reid, I think his name is. And in fact, this lawsuit literally reopens the Iran-Contra affair, because they have film footage, video footage apparently, of Bill Clinton and Oliver North standing next to an airplane as they're unloading cocaine. And also in this book, it makes reference to the fact that the IRS has been able to track anywhere between $30 to $50 million to the Cayman Islands, to a bank account in the Cayman Islands that belongs to Bill and Hillary. Anyway, there's a lot, but I don't want to get focused on that. There's a lot. He makes George Bush look like a Boy Scout, which is very hard to do. Okay. As far as our country, some of the things that they have said that are going to occur absolutely by 1996 is expected change in the currency. They've already said it. This October of this year, which is our government's fiscal year, 1995, $2.3 trillion of our national debt is due and payable. We don't have it. It's real simple. We don't have it. The reason we don't have it is because we don't print our own currency. And every year we have to borrow more money to run the government. Does everybody follow that? Okay. This is why the dollar's dropping. It's change. It's time for change. And it's a good thing, because any corrupt system does eventually collapse on itself. There's also a possibility that by the end of the year, and it could be triggered by this financial crisis, that the President of the United States, whether it's Gore or whoever it's going to be, will declare a state of emergency. Now, how many are you familiar with Executive Order 11490, signed by Richard Nixon in 1972? Okay, it was a list of 23 executive orders which essentially say that in a declared national emergency they can suspend the Constitution up to 5 years, and they send Congress home for 6 months. Okay? The scary thing is it doesn't necessarily state in the law, in the executive order, what the national emergency has to be. All he has to do is declare it. And they've also divided, now Jimmy Carter took that executive order, and that in turn, when he signed that, he gave all regulatory power under these executive orders to FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Act. FEMA then created a program, which is now law, which was signed by George Bush, separating the United States into 10 federal regions. So the plan possibly is to suspend the Constitution and then to split the states up into federal regions so that we can all come back together, and the United States of America as we know it will cease to exist, unless the people rebel and take it back.
We have plans for that too.
Yes. Yes, I think they've grossly underestimated the people. Now, in 1992, Bill Clinton signed another executive order recognizing the UN Charter as the law of the land. Technically, we no longer have the Constitution as the abiding law of the land. In 1992, it became the United Nations Charter, which is why the United Nations is sending our troops and dictating where our military troops go. It's because of this action. So there's a lot going on. And all of this is being manipulated by the extraterrestrials. They want to take control. They want to implant everyone. Because if they implant you, it's a sign of ownership. It's a stamp of ownership. The implant is. The other races don't have implants. You know, the government's trying to feed people the fact that we have to blend with the grays in order to move into a higher dimension, to evolve. I've even heard this in UFO circles. It's absolutely ludicrous. All the other human races are doing it without becoming part of an alien race unplanned. Now,